Hey, this is Charlie from Charlie Creates. I know that with the coronavirus going around and everything that's been going and happening, there's been a lot of churches that are trying to figure out how to live stream their services. They're trying to figure out how they can live stream even from their own home. And I know there's a lot of you that have already figured this out, and there's a lot of you that may have think that you figured this out, but like me, it's still it's going to take you a few times before you really figure out and nail down how to do this. So I thought I'd take just a few minutes to try to tell you how you can set up Facebook live stream on a budget. And before I get into this, I want to make sure that I help you understand why it is important to go Facebook Live rather than just trying to record a service. Facebook Live is really helpful because it puts your videos at the very top of the news feed of everyone that follows you. And it helps you be able to reach a lot more people that way. Just for an example, we've been helping a church, Lift Church, which is a brand new church plant in Murfreesboro. We were able to help them live stream their services. And the Lift Church, is a brand new church. Start off with maybe 5 or 10 people in their congregation, but they're regularly able to reach about 500 people through Facebook Live. And of course, it's more important than ever to try to utilize this because of the coronavirus. There's so many people that are trying to watch from home, and there's a lot of people that are going to wake up on Sunday morning, realize they don't have anywhere to go, and they're going to want to be able to watch a church service. If you're able to get your video up in the first thing that they see on their news feed, that's a pretty good thing to be able to do. So that's why it's important. And a lot of you already know that, a lot of you already understand that it's important, but I want to be able to help you accomplish that I know a lot of you guys have a limited budget. So we're going to start off at the very bottom. Obviously, the easiest way to do that is through an iPhone. But if you're sitting there going, how do I get the most out of my iPhone? How do I even use an iPhone, without somebody trying to hold it and record me the whole time? Well, there's this thing that I like to use, this little iPhone stand I was able to buy on Amazon for about $40 or $50. I think the price is about $50 right now. And I'm also recording this even though I am live streaming it. But I'm gonna do just a quick little video here on it so that you can have an understanding. The nice thing about this is that it comes with a really decent quality little mic connected to it, so it does help you improve your audio. And you can expect a quality out of it that's roughly something like this. It's not too terribly bad considering that it's filmed on an iPhone. It helps you sort of maximize the quality that you're able to get in your iPhone. If you really want to take your live streaming to the next level, of course you need to be able to buy a camera. You need to be able to buy wireless mics. You need to be able to hook it up to a particular kind of system to help you live stream. But how can I do that and get the most out of my budget? Well, this live video was filmed on a Canon XA20. You can get them for roughly about $800 if you get a good deal out of one. Now, if you might luck out, you might have one sitting around. You might have some kind of decent quality camera sitting around, and you might be able to just use that. But you'll need to be able to hook it up to an HDMI connection. Now, the next step after you've gotten a camera is that you'll need to get what's called a video card. It allows you to connect your camera to your computer through a USB connection. And you can usually get a good quality video card for about $100. I'll send you a link along with this video that shows you where I was able to buy a video card for roughly $100. You'll connect through your HDMI connection. Now with this particular camera, I did have to go to Walmart and buy a micro HDMI adapter in order to connect it that way, but you'll have to find whatever works for your camera's needs. You'll connect your camera to your video card, and then the next step is that you're going to run it through OBS software. OBS is a free software that you can get, download off the internet. and it helps you connect to Facebook Live. And I'll show you how, I'll walk you through how to do that in just a second. But your next step is you want to make sure that you have good quality audio. You can get a wired audio pack to connect to your camera for roughly around $40. Rode Link makes pretty decent quality microphones that you can get for around that price. But what I'm using is a wireless microphone pack, Rode Link wireless microphone pack that I was able to connect to my Canon camera. And those cost roughly around $400. Now, you might luck out. You might already have something like that sitting around somewhere. It's quite possible that you're already using a wireless microphone for preaching, that you might be able to find a way to connect to your camera somehow. But if you don't have any of those things available, that's roughly about the cost that you should expect for that. So to have this kind of a setup for Facebook Live, you're looking at a cost of around $1,000 to $1,500. Now, you'll notice right now the quality coming out of this is really not. It's better than it would be getting from a camera. It's not really that high. I've had to set it to, even though this is recording at 1080p, I've had to set the output settings to 360, just to make sure that the frame rates are keeping up with my internet connection. I've got high-speed internet, but even with my high-speed internet, I don't really trust it to be able to run at HD levels. However, I'm still able to record this video, and I'll be able to upload it later at 1080p. Now, if you give me just a second, I'm going to walk you through how to use OBS software. I've got my wife, I've recruited her to help me with this, so I've kind of given her some instructions to help with this. But if you could go ahead and click that the display setting that I showed you, and I'll come walk over there. So what we've got here, when you first open OBS, you'll see, you'll sort of be seeing this kind of a thing here. This is what we've got here at the bottom. You've got the scene, and then you got your sources. Now what I had to do is I had to click this little plus button here, and I had to add video capture device. I'm not going to do that because I've already done that. Video capture device. Clicked on video capture device, and I've got my device, which is FHD capture, selected here to run my camera feed. To be able to do this, with this display capture is helping me obviously capture my display here so that I can show you this. And these little texts here, oh, it looks like they were struggling to come up, is what my wife is telling me. But if you click on them, they should show up like that. I was hoping that I could get her help to help me show these numbers. But that's basically how you display them. If you do want it, like for example, if you wanted to display a point in your sermon or a verse or something like that, you click Add. You can set that up ahead of time. Click Add Text, Create New. We'll name it Verse. You know, and you can add your little verse reference here. John 3:16. I'd recommend getting the size to be like at least 100 here. You can select whatever font you want, you know, and then you can sort of set it up here. And then that verse reference there is, you know, ready to go whenever you need it, if you got somebody to help you run this for you. And then let's see if I can, it may be a little bit difficult for me to show you here, but if you open up, when you first open, they're setting this up, you're going to have to go into Preferences. May take a second to load here. I don't know how well you can see this or not. Looks like you can kind of see it. You got your general settings here. If you go into Stream, when you go into Facebook Live, it's going to, you'll want to use Chrome for this software, by the way, but if you open Chrome, go to Facebook and click Facebook Live, it's going to give you something called a stream key. You're going to copy and paste that here in the stream key box to make sure that you're sending the stream there. Here's where you can control your output settings. I've got my video bit rate here set at 200 and audio bit rate set at 80, which is pretty low, but again, it's because I want to make sure that it can keep up with my internet connection. I've got some more audio things here. Video here, this is where you can set your, this is the, what's called the canvas resolution. That's how it's coming into your system. But output scaled resolution, that's what it's actually going to show on Facebook. And you can see here, I've got mine set to 360. And I've got my frame rates set to 24. You don't normally want to go lower than 24, but to make sure that you can keep up, I'd recommend going as low as you can. So I would set it at about 24. And that is how you go to Facebook Live. And I hope that helps you. I hope somebody was able to benefit from this video. And if you need my help designing anything for your live stream services, you need me to make a bumper for you, you could actually put a bumper here in this sources box by going to video. You click on the plus, you click media source, you can actually add. You can go into browse, you can actually add a video file in here so that you can actually start your live video with a bumper if you wanted to. I'm going to get out of that real quick. Yeah, so that's how it's done. And I hope that helps you somehow. And good luck streaming to Facebook.